What's up guys, I'm your real Soto. Now this is just a continuation to my custom product page design using Elementor. Now this is part 2 and hopefully you guys are enjoying the tutorial so far. If you guys have any questions, just make sure to comment down below. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any of my videos. Now if you do find this video helpful, make sure to like it for the YouTube algorithm and so other people can find this video. Now let's go ahead and begin. So now we're going to go ahead and add our minus and plus quantity buttons, and we're also going to customize our add to cart button as well. So there's two ways we're going to go about doing this. The first way is adding a custom PHP code to our theme, or we're going to be using a plugin called Code Snippets to be able to add that in. Either or, whatever you guys want to do. And then the second option is going to be adding it through a plugin. And it's all very simple. We're just going to add some custom CSS and style all of it. So let's go ahead and do the first method where we just add custom code, which is what I suggest because I honestly don't really like using too many plugins. So I'd rather just use code instead. So let's go ahead and go to the back end here. And first of all, let's go ahead and locate our custom code that we need to add into our functions PHP file, or we're going to be using a plugin called Code Snippets to add that in, either or. So I actually ended up finding this custom code to add the plus over here. As you can tell with this article here, it's from Taish Softwares, and the author I think is I'm probably going to pronounce it totally wrong, Anuba. I can't pronounce his last name. I'm sorry guys, I cannot do that. Hopefully down in the comments you guys can tell me how to actually pronounce that properly. I'm horrible with names. So really I'm not really gonna go and read through this article. I already know exactly what we need to do, and we need to go ahead and grab this custom PHP code here, and we need to add that into our website in order to add these quantity buttons. So let's go ahead and do the first method. So if you do have a child theme, which is what I do suggest to always have a child theme on your website. I'm currently using the Hello Themes child theme. It sounded so redundant right there. But let's go ahead and go into appearance, and let's go into theme editor. And let's go into our theme functions.php file. And there we go. Now we just need to go ahead and paste our code in here. What happened there? Let me go back. There we go. Let me go ahead and grab my code here, and I'm just going to copy all of it. Hopefully that does copy all of it just by clicking that button. And then let's go ahead and just paste it down here. All right. Looks like it added it in here. So now let's go ahead and click update. And let's go into our website here. Obviously I don't have anything set up yet, so I'm just going to go to the shop here real quick, and let me check out my product. Okay, so there we go. Now we have it. We just need to stylize this. Obviously, as you can tell, it's really ugly, and just with custom CSS we can make this look beautiful. So that's one way of doing it, but another way that we could also do it as well, let me go ahead and remove this code here. Let me see where it starts off. Obviously you always want to make sure that you remove the right one here. You don't want to go ahead and remove the wrong one. So that's always really important. There we go. We're gonna go ahead and remove this. And we're gonna click update. It's removed there. All right, so now it's back to normal. So let's go into our plugins, and let's go ahead and install our custom code snippets, which I don't think I have on here. I'm just gonna type in code. It should honestly come up. If anything, I'll just type in custom code. But yeah, code snippets. So go ahead and install this one here. Made by Code Snippets Pro. Go ahead and click activate. Now this is just an option in case you don't have a child theme, but I always like to give you guys many options just in case. So now we just need to go into our plugin here. We go into snippets, and we're going to click on add new. And it is currently our code PHP, so we're going to add that right in here. And we currently don't want this to run everywhere. We want it to only run on the site front end. And we're going to go ahead and name this. Let's see here, what you call this. I'm going to call it add plus and minus. I'm just going to copy this actually. Or if I need to, it's not really that necessary. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and just click save changes. And let's go ahead and see if that added it in. There we go. So it's added the same way. All right. So regardless, I probably would have added it within a child theme, but since I've already added it with my code snippets, I'm just going to leave it as is for now. There's no reason to just go back and add it to my child theme when I already have the plugin added. So we're just going to go ahead and continue on. All right. So now go into our product page and let's go ahead and edit that. Now, towards the end of the video, I will show you the other method where we use a plugin instead. Just in case maybe the code doesn't work for you or you don't want to use a custom code and you just want to use a plugin instead, it's completely up to you, but I honestly suggest that you use the custom code to do this. You're definitely going to need custom CSS, that's for sure. Whether you're using a plugin or using custom code to add the quantity buttons. All right. So make sure you click on your add to cart button here, and let's go into advanced and let's just paste our CSS. Here. Now I will go ahead and go over this because there's quite a bit of CSS here that we're going to add. And you know what? Let me go ahead and click update here, and for some reason we can't see our quantity button. So let's go ahead and refresh this and see. Ooh, on here we can quantity buttons. Or you know what? Actually, guys, so what we need to do is probably need to run it everywhere because I only said to run it on the front end. So that's kind of my fault here. So let's go ahead. Go into our code here, snippets. That was completely my bad, guys. Sorry about that. I forgot that we needed to run. We also wanted it to run on the back end as well. So let's just put run everywhere. And let's click save changes. Now let's go ahead and refresh this. And I can see that we maybe need to add some custom CSS to fix some other issues. So now that we have our custom CSS, before I go over it, let me go ahead and just stylize my add to cart button, at least the color of it, and probably adjust the edges on here because I don't want to have any edges. So let's go into style, and my border radius, set that to 0. As you can tell, now that's going to fix that issue there. And then our quantity, let's go ahead and set the border radius to 0 as well. And if there's any spacing, it's probably going to be margin. So let's see if we can move some of the spacing that we may have there. This isn't going to make a difference anymore because like I've mentioned before, I did add that CSS here, so it's at least for the button, so it's not gonna go ahead and fix that. We need to go ahead and fix the spacing. I will probably add some more CSS if I can do this with the settings here, but I just swore I added that in here. I might have just removed it later on when I was editing this, but that's totally fine. So let's make sure that we're on the button, and let's go to make the background color white. The text is going to be black, and we want to have a border, so we're going to set black, and let's go do a solid border, and let's go and adjust the width on this. So we're going to do maybe about, I think 2 pixels is fine, I believe. That's good. And then on the hover, we also want to add a little hover effect here. So the background color is going to be black, and then my color is going to be white. My text color is white. So when we hover over this, you see that looks a lot more cleaner. So everything looks good. We just need to go ahead and add some CSS to fix that. But let's go ahead and here into custom CSS. So I went ahead and fixed that issue. Don't worry, whenever you paste your CSS, if you are using the hello theme, hopefully you are, it's already going to be fixed for you and you don't got to worry about that anyway. But basically, if you are wondering, what I ended up doing is I just had to adjust my plus button style, which is this one here. And I just had to adjust the margin on the left to a -4 pixels. So I can move the left side a bit. And that pretty much fixed the issue there. Okay. So let me go ahead and go over this. This one I already went over. This was obviously for the swatches. And then this is minus button style, which is this one right here. And this is just stylizing for that. If you see, if I remove this, sorry, let me go ahead and remove this. You see how it goes ahead and just kind of messes it up. So looks all really funky there. But that's pretty much that style there. And then this one is basically the same thing that we went over with the minus. It's just stylizing for the minus here. As you can tell, it's called plus button style. And that is pretty much making this minus button look great. And then this is a button click. So actually, this is pretty important. So you always want to make sure that you have this. At least for me, I thought it was pretty annoying. So you see how whenever I click on this, it probably doesn't do it right now, but let me remove this code here. And you see if I click on this, we have this, I guess, border whenever we click on that. So that pretty much removes that issue there. And then this CSS code right here, this is an add to cart button. So this is what's going to make your add to cart button longer. So as you can tell, if I remove this, shrinks it. And it also adds a spacing right here. So that's pretty much what that does there. And then we have our cart price. So this, you can't really see it right now, but if I were to click update, this part is pretty important. Let me go back to my, click on my t-shirt so we can compare product. So whenever I click this, you see this price here. So this is, this CSS snippet is actually stylizing this one right here. Because for some reason, I think you guys remember, if you guys went through this, this was actually green. And that would pretty much fix the issue there. So because if I would go ahead and let me just remove this just to show you the example here. So if I remove that, because currently the font's set to black, I don't know why it's like this, but oh, you know what? It was like that with my theme actually. So you guys might not even need that code. But for some reason when I was doing this, see, this wasn't set to black. It maybe might have been Elementor, the Elementor child theme just messing up, or the hello theme in general messing up. So we might, it looks like we don't even need that. So we will just take it off right now. But you know what? I will still include it in the code just in case you guys are having that issue. You know, it varies with each website, right? And then this one is important because this is definitely something that I'm sure it's not going to be set by default. So this right here is the spacing. If I were to remove this, as you see how it says cart price button spacing. So it's the same cart pricing that we were just looking at. If I remove this, but notice that we won't have that much spacing whenever we add this. You see how it's really close to the add to cart button. So that's what that does. That adds that spacing there, so we don't have that really clunked together. And then this one right here, this is super important. So this will basically disable the little arrows. Let me actually remove this just so then you know what I'm talking about. You see these little arrows and they're so annoying. I mean, we don't need them if we're going to be using buttons here, right? So there's no point. So that will actually disable that, and now we'll actually move it to the middle, which is perfect. And it pretty much disables it for Chrome, Safari, Edge, and Opera. I can't even, yeah, hopefully I pronounced that right. Opera. I've heard of that before, but and then it also disables it for Firefox. So that's what the CSS does there. And as you can tell, now it's all set. All looking really great. Now, for those of you that want to go ahead and add a plugin instead of using this custom code here, there is a plugin we can use instead to add those quantity buttons. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove the CSS for now, and we're going to go ahead and do that method. And then we're going to go ahead and click. Go and update this. Now I know that I did stylize this. We can pretty much leave it at the same style. It's going to be the exact same thing. But just in case you guys maybe skipped over that other part, I'm just going to go ahead and just reset everything again. I just don't know that you went through that, so I'm going to set everything back to default, and then we're going to go ahead and do that again. I might skip this part if it takes too long. So now let's click update, and let's remove all of these other ones. We're not going to be using this anymore, so we can go ahead and remove this. And for right now, we're going to go ahead and just disable this. So I'm going to go back to my snippets. I'm going to disable this. So now we're going to go ahead and just use the plugin instead. So let's go to my plugins. And it's called Quantity Plus Minus Bun for WooCommerce. And it's made by Code Astrology. So it right here. So just make sure you download and install this plugin here and activate it. So now I'm going to go ahead and just activate it there. All right. Now if we actually go and look at, let's go ahead and just refresh this and see how it looks. It doesn't look the best for some reason. For some reason it's really messed up and we got to actually fix it, which kind of sucks. But let me go over the plugin settings as well. So we can go into settings. Now I feel like these aren't really important because, to be honest, I end up just changing it with CSS. So we might not even have to do this, but just in case I did, I set the bun background color to black, the bun border color to black, bun font color to white, and border width 0, and border radius 0 as well. And then I click Save Changes. All right. But it's not gonna make a difference because, like I said, I mean, I add the CSS, and I think it overrides all of that anyway. So let's go ahead and add my custom CSS for this plugin here. So let's go to Advanced Custom CSS. I just skipped. All right. So let's go ahead and just paste that code. I will have this down in the description, so don't worry about this. You guys can go ahead and grab it from there. I'm going to paste that in, and there we go. It's all set. Good part about this one is that we don't really need to adjust it, but you won't need to adjust the other one either, because like I mentioned, it's all going to be set for you when you paste it in. And let me go over it a bit here, but it's very similar to the last code. So we have the add to cart button. So this is obviously the stylizing for this button. This one is actually supposed to fix the spacing for this plugin. That's what it says, fix plugin cart spacing. If I remove this, you see how the spacing is messed up. So that's what that does. And then these two are basically the plus and minus style. So we've kind of gone over this before. So those are pretty much what that does. And then we have our quantity box style. So this is a little bit different. This one is new because we didn't really need to do that with our whenever we added the custom code to add our quantity buttons. But for this plugin, we do need to add this in. But as you can tell, if I remove this, it's going to go ahead and shift this to black and make it smaller and add some spacing there. So that one's pretty important. Then we have our button clicked, and this is pretty much the same thing as the last CSS that we went over. It just removes that border whenever we click on each quantity button here, as you can tell. And then we have our cart price. So this pretty much stylizes our cart price that we had earlier, and the cart price spacing. I think I pretty much went over this in the last one here, but let me just go over it again just in case you didn't watch that part of the video. It's pretty much this here. So it stylizes that. It makes it black. In case your theme is for some reason not already making it black, that's what it does. And then it adds a spacing from the bottom, because if I don't have that, it's going to be really close to this button here. So that's what that does there. Alrighty, and let's go ahead and just stylize our button real quick. So it's pretty simple. We go to style and add a background color to black. We go ahead and remove our border radius because I don't want a border on that. Our text color is obviously set to white, but that's already set. Sorry, actually, it's supposed to be for the hover. My bad. You know what? Sorry. The background color is actually white and the text is black. And the border color is black as well. And we actually need to add a border type, solid. And it's about 2 pixels. And then hover effect, we can go ahead and add a background color black and the text will be white. And let's go ahead and just check this out. Go into the t-shirt. And there we have it. Everything is all set up here. Now that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I know that I went through quite a bit of code. And I'm sure you guys are going to have a bunch of questions. So just comment down below and I'll try to get to everyone. If you guys did find this video helpful, make sure to like the button for the YouTube algorithm so people can find this video. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any of my videos. And in particular, you don't miss out on the next part to this video. You definitely want to catch that one. We're going to be going over the custom tabs for this and adding some CSS to that. Now, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.